And I'm all the time saying that race is becoming more and more of a peripheral issue, especially in the realm of economics, because money sees no color, and people will always get on businessmen talking about how greedy they are and how all they care about is money. And I approach the argument on their own terms. I say, okay, yes, I agree with you. Businessmen are always greedy. They're out looking for money. That plays into the advantage of the minorities. Because no longer, if a man is only interested in money, can he afford to deny the contributions that minorities will bring to the table. If an owner or a president or a CEO is faced with hiring a black manager or a white manager, that black applicant holds a distinct advantage if they can show that the economic benefits are equal or greater to that of hiring the white applicant. Yet these same people that say money is all that matters to businessmen and they're greedy will then turn around and say, well, white people or people in positions of power and people that do hiring at these high-powered firms and things like this, they're only interested in keeping the status quo and hiring minorities, hiring more whites in order to maintain the status quo of white power in this country. And so I ask, which is it? Are they greedy and motivated by money, or are they motivated by white power and status quo and racism? Which is it? Because it can't be both. And if you look at the accomplishments of even people like Martin Luther King himself, this is my point about race being more and more peripheral issue. Would MLK's accomplishments have been any less if he were Mexican or if he were white? MLK himself won't go down in history as a great black man or a black man that changed the world. If it would have been me or my grandfather or my father that did what MLK did, he'd still be considered a world changer and still be looked at heroically, It's not courageous that MLK spoke up as a black man. It's courageous that he spoke up at all. And to imply that somehow, well, if it were a white man, it really would have been, it would have been not that big a deal. It was so much more of a big deal because MLK was black. Or, it's completely ludicrous, for anybody to stand up in that time and say, this is wrong and we're going to fight this with peace and by peaceful means, and the ideas of equality and liberty are going to win out over these ideas of fear and racism and discrimination. For anybody to step up and to step out during those times and to say that would have been equally courageous. So even MLK's accomplishments, even his own life, fighting as he did for the rights of all human beings, even he would not want to be regarded as someone that was successful as a black man or as a minority. But he was successful, and he is remembered because he accomplished something and he pushed for ideas that would bring us to a fuller realization of the ideas we expressed at this country's founding that involved the equality of all human beings, not any one particular group because they were minority or because they were of a different sexual orientation or because they were a different gender. But his great accomplishment was that he brought equality, and he pushed for ideas that would bring equality to people because we are all humans.